Morning, sports fans here in the Bronx. We've got some big news coming out of Rose Hill and Fordham, and I'm very excited to be joined this morning by one of my good friends, Thomas Quigley, who's also the star center fielder for Fordham Club Baseball. Thomas, how's it going? Congratulations on winning the regionals, and you guys are heading to the nationals here in the Bronx.
I'm doing great, Bobby. Thanks so much for the congratulations. Honestly, fighting a little bit of allergies right now, but other than that, doing pretty well.
That's got to be so exciting for you guys. I know oftentimes that Fordham Club Baseball doesn't get the credit that it deserves, but you guys have some roster. I was hoping you could fill in some of the gaps here. Now, the fans at home know that you play center field, but tell us about some of the other star players on the team, your teammates.
Yeah, so I'd say the biggest stars on this team are the pitching staff. We got a lot of new recruits this year because last year we weren't able to play because of COVID. So we only had 7 returning players and picked a roster of 15 new kids from tryouts. And that includes our ace, effectively, Dave Richards, who is a transfer this year. Originally, he was recruited by Fordham, but then ended up getting surgery on his arm, played at another school, and then just transferred here. But he's been our ace. He hasn't had a single loss in the season. He's got an ERA of sub-1. And then our second starter, Andy Perez, is a freshman from LA. He actually tried out for varsity and was on their roster for a lot of this year. Eventually ended up getting cut, which is really beneficial for us because he's been another workhorse for us. He's also got an ERA under 1. And then, of course, Finn Starzik is our president, our captain, and he's been also another workhorse in the starting rotation for us. So, it's really been our pitching that's got us to where we are right now. The hitting will come eventually. We have a couple guys that we lost to study abroad for the second semester in London that were kind of our best hitters in the fall, but we have them coming back for the World Series. So very excited to get them back in the lineup, and I'm really looking forward to the World Series.
Yeah, Thomas, I thought that was great that when we spoke last about this, that you talked about not being the top seed in the regionals, but coming in and you guys putting on an amazing performance and basically being underdogs here in the Bronx and making things happen. Tell us a little bit about what the seeding was like and what it meant for you guys to basically overcome some major obstacles and hurdles to win the regionals.
Yes, so the seeding, I think, was based on just win-loss percentage. And because we're in such a tough conference, I think we have the most teams of any conference really in the National Club Baseball Association, which is the league that we play in. We had 6 other teams in our conference, so we had to play, I believe, 18 regular season games against those opponents. And naturally, if you play a high volume of games, you're going to get a few losses mixed in there. So while we maybe weren't the worst team going into the tournament, we did have the worst win-loss record, but we really embraced the underdog mentality. We had to play away games for the first 2 games until we advanced to the championship, and we were able to get the home field advantage for that, and we won it over UNH, and that was an absolute blast.
And for the fans at home, could you explain to everyone what the difference, I guess the main difference is between being a club team that's participating this way as opposed to the actual varsity team?
Yeah, sure. So varsity is much more of a commitment. A lot of the varsity athletes, especially at Fordham, at D1 school, are kind of it's more of a job almost, where they are practicing most days during their actual season, and even in the off season, a lot of practices during the week. For us, it's a lot less of a commitment. We practice about twice a week during the fall and the spring. We take most of the winter off. But it's really just a more relaxed version of high school baseball because we don't really have a coach. We're fully run by students. So it gives us a little bit more of a relaxed setting. But at the same time, we do put in the work. We try to, when we are practicing, we try to focus up completely and get the job done. And it's been showing on the field this year for us.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome to see what has gone on with the team, and maybe even to some degree larger credit to you guys because of the fact that you don't have a coach, and that it just seems so much like that you guys love playing baseball. Like there's so much passion on this team.
Yeah, it really is all about the love of the game. I know that I've talked to a lot of the freshmen that we took on the team, and they've said that it's kind of a refreshing new take on baseball where there's a lot of pressure associated with varsity baseball, even in high school. A lot of pressure to go out and practice every day after school, in addition to all the schoolwork that we have to do. So, it's a lot more relaxed of a setting, but at the same time, everybody has a great mutual respect for everyone. And we have voices in the clubhouse that are more of a leadership and maybe will be a little bit more bossy, but at the same time, you don't have, adult breathing down your back, making sure that you're, doing everything that needs to be done. And I think that's kind of a recipe for success because, a lot of, we're all kind of really good friends, and that really helps us on the baseball field because you can just feel the chemistry between everybody when we lace it up for each other with the Fordham F on our hats. It's a lot of respect for each other, and it's just great fun to go out and play baseball with some of your best friends.
I think what happens to a lot of college students is, they play scholastic baseball on the way up, and you kind of reach a point in your career where maybe not, in terms of continuing, because it is so difficult to make the major leagues. And I think even the guys that play on the varsity team at Fordham, realize that they're kind of getting closer to those last stops when it comes to playing ball. But you guys have shown that, there are other avenues and opportunities. And I thought it was also interesting too, that several of the guys on your team, they play in some of these adult professional leagues too, or semi-professional leagues.
Yeah, so for a lot of us, we kind of thought our baseball careers were over when we decided to go to Fordham. And luckily, I think the summer before my freshman year, I saw just a little ad that someone put in a Facebook group about tryouts for club baseball, and that really just sparked my interest immediately. So as soon as I got to school, I hit the cages a few times. I made sure that I was at the club fair talking to the guys on the team. But yeah, no, a lot of us really didn't expect to be playing baseball in college, and club baseball has really been kind of a revelation for us. And definitely with the pandemic, it's been a lot sweeter this year to realize the success that we've had on the field, because like I said, we weren't able to play at all last season with COVID regulations. And then the season before that, we only had a fall season, and then we were all shut down by March. So we really didn't get to play any spring games. So this is really, my first club baseball season since my freshman year. So really it's been kind of like miraculous that we're able to even play games this year. So it's been so much fun. But with all the new kids that we've gotten, a lot of them really, they lost the end of their high school seasons because of COVID. So this is also kind of a redemption arc for them on the field. So it's been so much fun. And yeah, we at Fordham, unfortunately, the club sports are largely funded by the players themselves. So we've had to do some fundraising, but we have such a great alumni network. And as soon as we started that fundraiser to send us to Butler, Pennsylvania for the region, or for the World Series for club baseball, we got so many donations instantly. We also made some shirts that we got a decent amount of donations there too. So the strong alumni network has really gone to bat for us this year, and helping us realize our dreams and going to these tournaments. And it's been so much fun.
That was part one of our interview with Fordham Club Baseball standout Thomas Quigley. Tune in this coming Monday for part two.